Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we'll explore Loving Bravely by Alexandra H. Solomon. Published in 2017, this book serves as a guide to discovering love through the process of introspection and self-discovery. It provides invaluable lessons on building enduring relationships. Alexandra H. Solomon, a clinical psychologist and assistant professor at the Family Institute at Northwestern University, brings her expert insights into the dynamics of relationships. With her work featured in prominent publications such as O Magazine, The Huffington Post, and The Atlantic, Solomon is a distinguished voice in the field of romantic psychology. Loving Bravely is perfect for lonely hearts searching for love, true romantics who desire lasting bonds, and anyone interested in the psychology of attachment. Join us in uncovering how self-awareness leads to profound love connections. Loving Bravely: 20 Lessons of Self-Discovery to Help You Get the Love You Want. Introduction. Exploring love's depths. How real relationships flourish. Love, in the contemporary lens, often sparkles like the flawless scenes from a romance film, passionate, effortless, and eternally vibrant. Yet many find their real-life relationships struggling to hold a candle to these silver screen ideals. So, what's amiss? It's not necessarily a flaw within us, but perhaps a misconception about what love really entails and how it should be nurtured. In Loving Bravely, Alexandra H. Solomon embarks on a revealing expedition into the essence of romantic connections, challenging societal norms and exposing the bedrock of genuine intimacy. Pulling from her reservoir of clinical knowledge, Solomon elaborates on how robust and enduring relationships are crafted, starting with a deep and often overlooked cornerstone: self-understanding. This narrative provides a compassionate guide to decoding the silent languages and subconscious scripts that govern our love lives. You'll discover the vital role of self-reflection in love, emphasizing why a profound conversation with your parents might unveil patterns affecting your romantic choices. The paradox of modern connectivity, discussing how, despite being continually online, our gadgets often lead to a chasm of emotional distance between partners. The secrets to transforming intimacy from good to phenomenal, showing that great sex is not just an act, but an art steeped in emotional presence and mutual respect. Through these insights, Loving Bravely acts not only as a mirror reflecting our relational attitudes and practices, but also as a beacon guiding us towards more fulfilling and resilient partnerships. Part 1. Unlocking the Secrets of Self in Love. Consider Alexia, a young professional lining up all the facets of a seemingly perfect adult life: a commendable job, a cozy apartment, and a circle of dependable friends. However, a closer peek into her romantic sphere reveals a pattern of dissatisfaction. Each romantic pursuit ends in frustration, echoing a cycle of unfulfilling connections: too clingy, too indifferent, too obsessed with work. It's tempting to chalk it up to poor choices in partners, but the lens of self-reflection points inward. Alexia's journey teaches us a crucial lesson. To cultivate lasting love with others, you must first cultivate a deep understanding of yourself. This pivotal process is known as relational self-awareness, a cornerstone of any thriving relationship. The key message here is profound yet simple. To truly love another, you must first understand yourself. Every romantic interaction is a delicate dance between two personalities, each bringing their own blend of traits and tendencies to the fore. While your partner's personality undoubtedly influences the relationship, your own quirks, beliefs, and behaviors play an equally significant role. To forge a sturdy and rewarding partnership, recognizing and understanding these personal elements is essential. This is where relational self-awareness comes into play. But where does relational self-awareness begin? Often, it starts by looking back. deep into our earliest experiences with love and attachment. Our formative years, especially the dynamics we observed and experienced within our family, sculpt our approach to relationships in adulthood. For instance, if emotional warmth was lacking in your childhood, you might find yourself gravitating towards distant partners, or conversely, you might crave excessive closeness to compensate. Breaking free from these entrenched patterns requires intentional action. A transformative approach recommended in Loving Bravely is the Name, Connect, Choose method. Start by identifying prevalent relationship patterns inherited from your upbringing. Reflect on how these patterns manifest in your current relationships and determine if they serve you well. With these insights, you have the power to consciously choose which traits to foster and which to amend. Engaging in this deep self-exploration illuminates your core issues. These are the tender vulnerabilities that often steer the wheel in our intimate relationships. These might manifest as a pervasive fear of rejection, a relentless quest for validation, or an underlying skepticism towards others' intentions. Addressing these vulnerabilities is challenging but essential for growth. By embracing thorough self-reflection and confronting your relationship blueprint, you can pave the way to not only better understand your romantic behaviors, but also to craft healthier, more fulfilling relationships. In the subsequent sections, we'll explore actionable strategies to tackle these core issues, setting the stage for more secure and meaningful connections. Part 2. Reframing your narrative for a healthier relationship. Imagine Owen and Letitia, a couple who usually gets along well. That harmony was shattered one day when Owen accidentally forgot to pick up their car from the mechanic, a minor mistake that exploded into a major conflict. Letitia's reaction was intense. She yelled, screamed, and hurled hurtful names at Owen. Surprisingly, this outburst was uncharacteristic of the Letitia Owen knew, loving and understanding. What triggered such a fierce reaction over something so trivial? This incident isn't just about forgetfulness. It's deeply rooted in the narratives Letitia has held since childhood. Raised by a single mother who stressed extreme personal responsibility, Letitia learned to view mistakes as grave offenses. For her, Owen's minor slip-up was a serious lapse. This brings us to a vital lesson in personal growth and relationship management. To change your mindset, tell yourself better and more accurate stories. Our personal and interpersonal worlds are framed by narratives. These stories feature characters, plot lines, and morals, influencing how we perceive ourselves and others. For Letitia, her default storyline casts mistakes as catastrophic failures, leading to harsh judgments, both self-inflicted and toward others. This narrative, although deeply ingrained, doesn't serve her well, especially in her relationships. If Letitia could adopt a new narrative, seeing slips like Owen's as mere human errors rather than colossal failures, her reaction might have been different, more understanding, less volatile. This shift involves embracing what's known as dialectic thinking, where stories aren't seen in black and white but acknowledged for their complexities. In a dialectic narrative, Owen can be a loving, dependable partner who just happened to forget something important. Simultaneously, Letitia can be rightfully upset, but also compassionate and forgiving. This balanced approach allows for a more nuanced view that aligns closer with reality. By adopting these multifaceted stories, we grant ourselves and others the flexibility to be imperfect yet still fundamentally good. The process of updating our internal narratives is crucial as we grow and as our circumstances evolve. Acknowledging that these stories can and should change makes room for us to act differently and more intentionally. By consciously choosing the stories we tell ourselves about our lives and actions, we can steer our relationships towards more positive outcomes. Changing your internal narratives isn't just about seeing the good in others. It's about constructing a worldview that allows for growth, forgiveness, and deeper connections. Thus, by continually refining the stories we tell ourselves, we not only enhance our understanding but also open the door to more loving and resilient relationships. Part 3. Defining love on your own terms. Picture yourself as a vibrant 25-year-old woman living in a bustling American city. To many, this scenario spells an ideal life full of independence, career progression, and active social weekends. Contrast this with the same age and situation a century ago, in the 1920s, where societal expectations would pressure a woman to marry and bear children, labeling her nearly an outcast if she deviated from this path. This disparity highlights a crucial insight. Our romantic lives are deeply influenced by the cultural milieu we are part of. In understanding and embracing our individuality in love, it becomes essential to question these external influences. The key message here is straightforward yet empowering. Your love life doesn't have to match cultural standards. Whether implicitly or explicitly, every society has its own set of rules defining how love, relationships, and dating should unfold. These norms can stem from various sources: religious teachings, historical traditions, or contemporary media such as films and television, which often propagate a romanticized, if not wholly unrealistic, portrayal of love and romance. For example, current societal norms often impose specific behaviors and roles based on gender, expecting women to prioritize family and emotional connections, and men to uphold independence and restraint in expressing feelings. However, these rigid templates don't necessarily resonate with everyone's personal desires or realities, particularly affecting individuals from the LGBT community who might confront these norms more overtly. Moreover, the glossy representation of relationships in Hollywood movies sets expectations that real-world partnerships rarely meet. This narrative promotes the idea that relationships should be effortlessly perfect, where passion alone can sustain a union, overlooking the mundane yet essential aspects like mutual respect, effort, and compromise. In navigating your romantic life, it is crucial not to blindly follow these cultural dictates. Reflect on which aspects resonate with you and discard those that feel disingenuous. For instance, perhaps as a woman, you find gentle, emotionally open men more appealing, or as a man, you might wish to prioritize family life over a conventional career. These personal choices are yours to make, unbound by the stereotypes or expectations set by society. By crafting a love life that genuinely reflects your values and identity, you not only enrich your own experiences but also pave the way for more authentic relationships that are built on true compatibility rather than societal script. This approach not only liberates you from unnecessary societal pressures, but also aligns your relationship more closely with your true self. Part 4: Embracing the Imperfect Match, the Myth of the Perfect Soulmate. The concept of a soulmate is often romanticized to celestial proportions, presenting the idea that there's one perfect person destined to fulfill all our emotional and romantic needs. Whether you align with the Yiddish concept of bashert, the notion that someone was made just for you, or see a soulmate as someone who grows alongside you through the years, these ideas can set monumental expectations for relationships. However, a vital truth often gets lost in this dreamy interpretation. No partner will completely fulfill all of your needs all of the time. This realization is essential in navigating the realistic waters of romantic relationships. Believing that a partner should meet every expectation and desire can lead to inevitable disappointment. Research by social psychologists Spike W.S. Lee and Norbert Schwartz reveals that individuals who cling to the belief in perfect matches often feel more dissatisfaction in their relationships. Understanding that no one can truly fulfill all your needs doesn't detract from the beauty of finding a soulmate, whether they be a predestined basher or a fellow traveler with whom you've cultivated profound love over time. Aligning with someone closely on various aspects of life is indeed special, but it's crucial to maintain realistic expectations and invest genuine effort into the relationship. Identifying whether someone could be the right partner isn't always straightforward. While logical reasoning has its place in evaluating a relationship, listening to your intuition is equally important. Pay attention to how you feel in their presence. Does being around them fill you with ease or discomfort? Your body's instinctual reactions can provide profound insights into your compatibility with a partner. Moreover, thriving relationships acknowledge and celebrate individuality. It's unrealistic and unfair to expect your partner to mirror every aspect of your life or to abandon their unique interests and friendships. A healthy partnership allows both individuals to pursue personal passions and maintain separate friendships, enriching the relationship by bringing diverse experiences and perspectives. Ultimately, the journey with a soulmate is not about finding an impeccable match, but embracing and cherishing someone whose imperfections and differences challenge and complement your own. In recognizing this, you can adjust your expectations and foster a more fulfilling and enduring relationship. Remember, even a soulmate requires understanding, compromise, and growth, foundations upon which any strong relationship is built. Part 5: Navigating the complexities of intimacy, understanding, and enhancing your sexual connection. Sex is often depicted as simple and straightforward in the flood of images and narratives that dominate our screens and billboards. However, beneath the surface of those idealized depictions lies a more complex, nuanced task: engaging in and enhancing physical intimacy which truly satisfies and connects partners. Here's the key insight: sex is completely natural, yet achieving good sex requires thoughtful effort and introspection. The legendary Mae West once described sex as emotion in motion, beautifully summarizing the intimate dance between physical acts and emotional connection. Physical intimacy, whether it's a gentle caress or more profound engagements, isn't just about bodily contact. It's about emotional expression and resonance. To foster a fulfilling sex life, the journey begins within. Understanding your own sexuality is crucial. You need to be comfortable with your body, aware of what excites you, and conscious of your boundaries. This self-awareness is the first step in making sex not just an act you perform, but an experience you share deeply and joyfully with your partner. Engaging with your own desires isn't a one-time exploration, but a continuous dialogue with yourself about what feels right, what doesn't, and how your preferences evolve over time. Experimenting on your own can be an empowering way to discover what brings you pleasure without the pressures or expectations from a partner. Armed with this understanding, you're better equipped to communicate your needs and desires in a partnership, paving the way for a mutually satisfying sex life. However, it's important to recognize that sexual chemistry also involves harmonizing your needs with those of your partner. This can only be achieved through open, honest communication and a willingness to listen as much as you express. Despite the prevalently casual approach to sex in much of contemporary culture, genuine connection often requires more than just spontaneity. It demands attention to emotional bonds, which entails nurturing trust and intimacy beyond just physical interaction. Therefore, while casual encounters might suit some, they often miss the depth that can turn good sex into great sex. Remember, desiring a robust, pleasurable sex life is nothing to shy away from. It's neither selfish nor indulgent, but a pursuit of personal joy and connection. When shared with the right partner, one who respects and matches your emotional and physical needs, sex becomes a powerful expression of shared humanity and affection. Thus, while the journey to great sex requires work and introspection, it promises the invaluable rewards of deepening intimacy and strengthening your relationship. Embrace this journey with openness and curiosity, and watch how your connections transform. Part 6: Navigating emotional turbulence with reflection and space. Imagine you're at a lively party on a Saturday night, enjoying the festivities with your partner. As the evening unfolds, you suddenly find yourself alone, your partner nowhere in sight. After a bit of searching, you spot her on the balcony, deeply engaged in conversation with a charming stranger. The scene strikes a nerve. How do you respond? Reacting in the heat of the moment, perhaps by pulling her away, or later resorting to passive-aggressive tactics at home, is an instinctual but ultimately destructive choice. Both reactions are fueled by immediate emotional impulses that can escalate conflict and damage your relationship. The key here is to avoid emotional conflicts by creating spaces to process and reflect. Emotional impulses in relationships often lead us to a fight or flight response. This primal mechanism might have helped our ancestors survive physical threats, but in modern relationships, it often exacerbates problems. Quick, reactive decisions can propel us towards confrontation, fight, or withdrawal, flight, neither of which fosters a healthy relationship dynamic. Instead, consider the value of a pause, a moment to breathe, step back, or even take a short stroll. This pause doesn't just thwart a knee-jerk reaction. It provides essential space to process your feelings and assess the situation from multiple angles. Such reflection shifts your narrative from a linear conflict story to a systemic conflict story. A linear perspective might lead you to conclude simplistically that your partner is neglecting you for a stranger. However, a systemic view considers broader dynamics. Perhaps your feelings of neglect are amplified by unrelated personal insecurities. Or maybe your partner, feeling socially isolated at the party, was simply relieved to find someone to talk to. By recognizing these nuances, you create an opportunity for dialogue that is grounded in understanding and empathy rather than accusation. When it's time to discuss the incident, approach the conversation with phrases that invite intimacy and understanding, instead of accusatory statements like, "You always ignore me at parties." Opt for expressions that reflect your feelings and invite her perspective, such as, "I felt a bit left out when I couldn't find you. What was your experience at the party?" This approach not only prevents the escalation of conflict, but also strengthens the emotional connection between you and your partner. By choosing reflection over reaction, you pave the way for more thoughtful, respectful, and constructive interactions. It's about transforming a potentially explosive moment into a chance for deeper connection and mutual understanding, thereby enhancing the resilience and intimacy of your relationship. Part 7. The Power of a Heartfelt Apology in Relationships. Imagine the stress in a household where one partner, Kevin, has recently undergone surgery that limits his mobility, making everyday tasks a struggle. Matt, his partner, has taken on the mantle of caretaker, managing everything from household chores to personal care. Amid such high tensions, missteps are almost guaranteed. During a particularly overwhelming day, Kevin snaps over a trivial mistake made by Matt. The frustration manifests in harsh words and a fiery glare. But then, a transformational moment unfolds. Kevin offers a sincere apology, acknowledging his overreaction and expressing gratitude for Matt's efforts. This simple act of contrition swiftly brings normalcy back into their home. This instance underscores a powerful lesson. A sincere apology can make a relationship stronger. Mistakes are an unavoidable aspect of human interaction, and how we handle them can define the strength and resilience of our relationships. Acknowledging errors, whether they're minor oversights or significant betrayals, and offering a genuine apology paves the way for healing and growth. A truly effective apology involves more than just the words, "I'm sorry." It requires sincerity, specificity, and a commitment to avoid repeating the mistake. For instance, rather than a vague and dismissive apology, a meaningful one directly addresses the hurt caused, such as, "I'm sorry for snapping at you earlier. It was unfair, and I appreciate everything you've been doing for us." In cases of more severe transgressions, an apology might also include an amends action, a concrete step to demonstrate remorse and repair the damage. This could be anything from seeking professional help or therapy to making lifestyle changes that prevent future missteps, showing a genuine commitment to not only apologize but also rectify the wrong. However, the process doesn't end with the one who made the mistake. The act of forgiving is equally critical. Accepting an apology doesn't imply that the behavior was acceptable, but it does signal a readiness to move forward and rebuild, nurturing the emotional bond that was strained by the conflict. Forgiveness is not just a gift to the one who erred, but also a self-affirming act that frees you from the burden of resentment, allowing the relationship to evolve beyond the conflict. Through this dual process of giving and receiving apologies, relationships can achieve deeper levels of understanding and intimacy. Learning to navigate these moments with grace and sincerity is a testament to the strength and maturity of a partnership, serving as foundational blocks for enduring companionship and mutual respect. Part 8. Embrace the moment, the secret to lasting relationships. Think about the last time you checked your smartphone. Was it just a few minutes ago? Our digital devices, while incredibly useful, have a knack for pulling us away from the here and now, especially from the people right in front of us. But it's not just about the distractions. The continuous inflow of information and the allure of seemingly endless options on social media and dating apps can make us perennially restless, always on the lookout for something or someone better. This creates a barrier to true intimacy. Here's an essential insight to ponder. Relationships last when you strive to be fully present. True presence in a relationship transcends merely being in the same room as your partner. It's about engaging fully, listening intently, and opening your heart to truly connect with them. This means giving them your undivided attention, empathizing with their emotions, and supporting their dreams and aspirations. However, such presence is not a one-direction endeavor. It also involves being receptive to the love, kindness, and support your partner offers. This can sometimes be challenging, especially if you're grappling with personal issues or insecurities that make you prone to shutting others out. To foster a conducive environment for mutual presence, it's crucial to cultivate self-compassion. Self-compassion is about treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a good friend. It involves recognizing your worth, forgiving yourself for your failures, and maintaining a mindful attitude toward your emotions and experiences. By nurturing a compassionate view of yourself, you reduce the likelihood of projecting negative feelings onto your interactions with your partner. Moreover, embracing the reality that not everything is within your control is vital. Life is inherently unpredictable and often doesn't adhere to our expected scripts. Whether it's workplace stress or disagreements in your relationship, acknowledging that these challenges are part of life's natural rhythm helps in maintaining a balanced perspective. In essence, being fully present in your relationship means engaging actively and opening yourself up to receiving love. It requires a conscious effort to minimize distractions, an attitude of self-compassion, and an acceptance of life's flux. By practicing these principles, you not only enhance your relationship, but also enrich your personal growth and contentment. Learning to appreciate life and love as ongoing processes can transform your relationships into enduring sources of joy and support. Final summary. Navigating the complexities of romantic relationships isn't a straightforward journey. However, embracing a few pivotal skills and attitudes can significantly ease the process. Here's a succinct recap of the core messages to carry with you. The art of relational self-awareness. To deepen and sustain a relationship, it's essential to start with introspection. Understand the dynamics, patterns, and expectations you carry into your relationships based on past experiences and family history. This self-awareness shapes how you interact and connect with your partner, highlighting areas for growth and understanding. Resistance to societal pressures. It's vital to recognize and often resist the societal dictates that frame ideals around romance and partnership. Whether it's about when to marry or predefined gender roles, these societal norms can skew our expectations and lead to dissatisfaction. Authentic relationships are built on personal truths rather than conforming to external standards. Cultivating openness and compassion. Successful relationships thrive on mutual respect, empathy, and presence. Approach each interaction with your partner with a mindset of empathy, striving to fully understand and appreciate their feelings and viewpoints. Equally, practicing self-compassion allows you to engage more positively, maintaining a healthy self-esteem that benefits relational dynamics. By integrating these insights, self-awareness, resistance to harmful norms, and a compassionate approach, you pave the way for more fulfilling and enduring relationships. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.